Hi, I'm Sarah Sanders Gardner, and welcome to Neurodiversity Navigators information session, where we're going to be talking about our program background, philosophy, and the demographics of our program. So let's get started. Bellevue College's Neurodiversity Navigators program is part of the Center for Career Connections, which is part of the RISE Learning Institute. And first, I want to talk about why we have a neurodiversity program. We have a neurodiversity program because when the college started looking at autistic students back in 2010, we realized that there was a group of students who came to the college and had kind of a roller coaster experience, if you will. They had a good quarter, then they would have a not so good quarter. They might even leave the college for a little while and come back. Just kind of up and down kind of experience, much like I had myself when I went to college as an autistic student many years ago. And so we decided to run a pilot program to see if we could kind of even out that experience for those students. And we found out that we could. So we started the Autism Spectrum Navigators program in 2011 with 18 students. And we have since grown to close to 150 students. We had 72 incoming students in 2011. And we found that we really could even out that experience. And so in 2020, we decided to expand the program to serve more students. So we changed the name from Autism Spectrum Navigators to Neurodiversity Navigators. And we now serve students who identify as being neurodivergent, which can cover other disabilities, other conditions like ADHD, dyslexia, in addition to autism. Along the way, we've picked up, you'll see some badges here from College Choice Networks, Best Value Schools, as well as some others who've put us on their top 20 list of schools that serve students with autism. And our students have done really well for themselves. For the whole 10 years of our program, our student as a cohort have experienced a 3.0 GPA across all 3 quarters. You may or may not know that typically college students experience a decline in their GPA from fall to winter to spring, but ours has stayed steady. Our students also have experienced an 85% course completion, which means that they're completing most of the classes that they attempt. And they've experienced a 90% fall to fall retention, which means they're coming back from one year to the next year. So what do our students have to say about our program? Here's what one student said. He said, "I feel like I can finally gain back what I lost. I can finally feel that desire again, that passion of a goal that was not set by a teacher nor by a therapist or my parents, but by me and me alone. What is more is that I feel like I can reach that goal as though it is right in front of me waiting." Our mission is to provide educational opportunities for neurodivergent students to increase their knowledge in 4 areas: executive functioning, self-regulation, social interaction, self-advocacy, and career preparation, along with advocacy and access services that lead to successful academic outcomes, and to actively promote a campus-wide environment of inclusion and understanding for students, faculty, and staff with neurological differences. So here's what a parent had to say. "I could go on for hours about how difficult high school was, but instead I'll focus on the positive. Our son is both enjoying and doing well in school for the first time. He's learning to be an independent student and to take control of his education. He wasn't sure about joining the program, but tells me how much he has benefited from it." So how have we organized our program? We use the social justice model of disability rather than the medical model. So a medical model has its place when we're talking about disease or a broken limb. So if we're talking about cancer or diabetes, you want a medical model to fix the person, to fix the disease, fix the broken leg, because that sees the problem, wants to fix it, wants to get medicine for it, and believes there's one way that a person should be, which is healthy. However, when you're looking at someone who's neurodivergent, we don't want to use a medical model. We want to use a social justice model, which is what our program does, where we seek to empower the person and we look to their strengths and we want to remove barriers to access. And so that's what we do in this program, is we try to remove barriers to access for our students so that they can focus on their strengths, they can learn how to advocate for themselves, and understand that there are many acceptable ways of being in the world, and question those cultural constraints that say everyone has to communicate the same way, behave the same way, get things done in the same way. So we don't want all our apples to be green. We want them to stay the colors and flavors that they are, and maybe even have some other fruits in our fruit basket. So who are our students? Our students are all ages. They range from age 16 in our Running Start program up through the mid 40s. And we've even have older students from that, people returning to the workforce, people coming to get degrees and certificates, all ethnicities, all income levels. All of our students, though, do identify as autistic or neurodivergent, and they want to explore that identity through academics and into the workforce. They're taking all sorts of academic paths. They may be on a pre-college level, or they may be in advanced courses. They are exploring, they're not really sure what they want to do, or they know exactly what they want to do. They may be coming back to get a certain certificate to advance in their workplace, or they may be pursuing a professional technical degree, a transfer degree, or even one of our baccalaureate's degrees, like our Bachelor of Science in Computer Science degree, our interior design degree, or one of our many other bachelor degrees. Other things about our students, as I said, they all identify as neurodivergent or autistic. They must assess into English 072 or above via one of many different assessment methods. And they must agree to participate in all program components. It's very important that it's the student who wants to be in the program and not someone else who wants them to be in the program. This program only works for students who are really invested in wanting to be in an educational and access program. So we also support students who are in other programs at the college. We support students who are in Running Start, as I mentioned before. Also students who participate in the college's Career Education Options Program, or a CEO program, which is for students who have dropped out of college. We have a sister cohort called the STEM to STERN cohort for students who are pursuing STEM degrees. And that is a great program for students who are also in Neurodiversity Navigators to be part of, and workforce education students. And we provide supplemental support to students who are not in the Neurodiversity Navigators program, but are perhaps they've chosen not to be in our cohort, but they still want some support. We do give them support. And then to students who don't yet reach that English 072 level and are taking adult basic education courses, we also provide supplemental support to those students. This is kind of the foundation of our program. Our conceptual framework is social justice, as we talked about. We focus on intersectionality, strengths-based. We do identity development with our students using universal design, collaborative problem solving, and positive psychology. We focus on self-advocacy, social interaction, executive functioning, and self-regulation. And we deliver these through the program components of cohort career prep instruction classes, peer mentoring, parent, faculty, staff training and support, faculty consultation, and we're adding an inclusive hiring program through our Center for Career Connection. So why do we use this framework? What is the research behind it? A strengths-based approach for all students builds resiliency and improves learning. Our social justice and intersectionality goes to the heart of Bellevue College's mission, where we believe every student deserves equal rights, opportunities, and supports to education and identity development. Universal design is an educational best practice that results in motivated, goal-directed, knowledgeable learners for all kinds of learners. And collaborative problem solving is kind of the star of our program. It's a research-based way of solving problems with students that is researched, proven to increase flexibility, improve frustration tolerance, and build problem-solving skills across settings, and it improves executive functioning skills. And then positive psychology is also research-based to decrease symptoms of depression and improve mood across populations. So, to learn more about what's involved in our program and what students do in our program, please watch the next video and do come to an information Q&A session to ask your questions.